Greetings, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Thursday, October the 13th, 2022, and the time is 11:13 a.m. So we do have some breaking news, but you all may have heard it already. I was busy and I kept getting all these phone calls and messages about what's going on at the FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C. on Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, according to reports, there are loud explosions that are coming from the building and people don't know what's going on. So I did hear the video. It was extremely loud. And this is something that's very critical because we know that the FBI is a part of the three-letter organizations that must be dismantled because they are not federal. The FBI, the IRS, CIA, none of them are federal, lawful, or a part of our republic. So they all must be dismantled. Now, people who live in DC have been reporting that the FBI building was completely empty, that there were no cars, no people, no movement, no nothing. So why do we hear explosions coming from the headquarters right now? Perhaps they're taking it down. So this is explosive news, pardon the pun. This is exciting news. This is breaking news. Now, this is not all that's going on during Red October or October surprise. There is a lot going on. And as a matter of fact, on a couple of days ago on October 10th, remember that Q clock that we saw where it was 10:10 on the Mickey Mouse clock? So we knew something huge was going to happen, not only during October or Red October, but October the 10th. So the military arrested a U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. Now, often if you say the word of that country, YouTube will flag you and demonetize you, so I have to be very careful. The name of this ambassador to that country is Bridget Brinks. She was surrounded by the white hats, by the military or by special forces at her home in Ferndale, California. And she was told, you're under arrest, and she started saying, I have powerful friends, before the special forces sealed her mouth with tape. So this is very important because she's being arrested for treason. You all know the penalty of that is there is no second chances. Nobody has mercy on you. Nobody even cares about your life or the life of your family members when you have committed that type of offense. So they said that her tenure ended abruptly when an unknown number of special forces surrounded her family's 20-acre vacation home in Ferndale, California. They discovered that she had been clandestinely or secretively hand delivering enormous amounts of cash to certain officials over in Ukraine. Now we know that number 46 and his son and their crime family has an allegiance with the Ukraine, and that they've been a lot of drug laundering, money laundering. And as a matter of fact, this article says that they're known for harboring that P word that deals with harming children, and they're known for having bioweapon scientists over there in that country. I can tell you for certainty that the Ukraine is nefarious, and they are known for criminal activity that goes on. I said the word. That particular country owns downtown Cleveland. A lot of the infrastructure and buildings that are down there, businesses in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. And I know that for a fact because I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. So now I've raised my children in Louisville, Kentucky, so I was able to see some of the nefarious activities that go on there that are part of the deep state. But particularly in Cleveland, Ohio, that country that begins with the U has a lot of dealings and unlawful activity going on there, and they own a lot of what goes on downtown. Why is that in Cleveland? We don't know, but we know that special forces arrested the United States ambassador to Ukraine, and her name again is Bridget Brink. We need to know all this information because so much, as I said, is going on during October. Red October or October surprise. Also, there is a new Chinese emperor that oversees the Khazarian that oversees China. So there's a new emperor. He oversees China, and so what's going on with this new emperor is a Khazarian mafia purge, according to the Fulford report. I don't know if you all get Benjamin Fulford's reports, but I do get his reports. I read them extensively before I report on them, and I try to vet my sources through other intel personnel and people who live in different parts of the world. So it says, this article says, the failure of a Khazarian mafia coup attempt in China means that the United States of America corporation is not going to be able to escape bankruptcy this time, multiple sources say. And this is because this new emperor who is in charge now is a direct descendant of Genghis Khan. He's taken complete and total power over China, according to the Chinese Dragon family sources. And so far, over 1,000 senior Chinese officials and 3 generations of their families have been executed for accepting bribes from the KM or from the Khazarian mafia, according to our sources. So the rest of the top level of the Chinese government remain under house arrest until the investigation is complete. Family, there is so much that you need to keep your eyes open to, because people are saying nothing is going on, but that is not the truth. Now, I told you all before in my report 2 days ago that China, Xi Jinping, Russia's Vladimir Putin, and America's President number 45 are working together, to take down the deep state and to take down the United States corporation here and their entities that were in cahoots to enslave people here in America and to enslave the entire planet. Now, this is important. I'm going to speak a little bit about Russia's President Putin, because the mainstream media has painted him as being a nefarious criminal, as being a part of the KGB, being a supporter of communism. But what they will not tell you is that Putin, as I iterated 2 days ago, actually left the KGB, the secret forces or secret intel or intelligence corporation that had some nefarious dealings. He left the KGB. He denounced communism. He would not participate in nefarious activities. He is against the war on terror. He's been on record for saying that. And also, let me iterate that there was some interference that went on in his country. You know what we just dealt with here in 2020 when they removed, or what it looks like they removed number 45 and put in 46. We know that there was interference and they said Russia was involved. Well, in actuality, we were involved in Russia's process. So they would not tell you that in mainstream media. Just like they didn't tell you that people are reporting loud explosions at the FBI headquarters. They don't want you to know this information. But let's get back to Russia. There was a time when there was a country called Crimean, I think it's called. Is it Crimean? Yes, Crimean. Crimea. Crimea voted to become part of Russia, but the mainstream media spun it as if Russia made them or forced them to join. And the reason why they did this is because they don't want us to know what's actually going on. The reason why I brought up Crimea is because I just got this article that says, breaking news, the Ukraine is behind a terrorist attack on the Crimean Bridge. Okay, the Crimean Bridge is very important because it says that the attack on this bridge is critical to Russia's infrastructure. This article goes on to say that the attack on the Crimean Bridge is not only critical to the infrastructure in Russia, but it's considered a terroristic attack. So what they're trying to do is to attack parts of Russia in order to instigate a war, a nuclear war, but they will not win. They will not be successful in trying to or instigating a nuclear war, because we know that our brothers and sisters, our galactic family, from other realms have come here to rescue us and to neutralize those nuclear weapons so that there will not be a war. But we know that there is supposed to be a scare event that will occur for whatever reason, because this is what the deep state wants. They want us to be in fear so that we can emit the psychic energy called loosh, and this is what they eat or feed off of. So let me read this a little bit. Ukraine, Ukraine, is behind this attack on the Crimean bridge, according to Putin. Russian security services, the FSB, has identified the suspects that are behind the deadly explosion going on over there on the Crimean bridge. The Ukrainian intelligence, I'll just say it, is behind this attack on the bridge, or the Crimean bridge, according to the Russian President Vladimir Putin. And he said this on Sunday, following a report by the head of the National Investigative Committee. The attack was organized by the Ukrainian security services, which were aided by some Russian and foreign nationals, according to Putin. So the investigative committee had also said that the Federal Security Service, or the Federal Security Service, FSB, had identified suspects in the blast. This attack on the bridge was aimed at Russia's critical infrastructure, he said, adding that it was an act of terrorism. According to Putin, the truck that exploded on the bridge arrived in Russia from Bulgaria through Georgia and Armenia. So family, keep your eyes open. They're letting us know behind the scenes what's going on. You won't hear this on mainstream media, so don't look for it until much later, days after it's happened, maybe even months, maybe even years. Although one of my sources said they found it somewhere on Google News. Now, I didn't look there, but I've gotten reports from people on the ground, actually in DC, that the FBI building was under siege and that there were loud explosions coming from there. So all these things are going on right now during Red October. You will see more, and as I hear more, I will come back and give you the breaking news. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I've said something to keep you aware and awake, to alert you to all the things that are going on, and also to raise your vibrations and let you see that the deep state is currently being dismantled. In other news, you have gold and silver that consistently remain low. So people are asking me, where can I buy it? Where can I buy it? You can buy your gold and silver either at your local coin company, because the premiums, which is the price above spot price or market price, are usually low there in your local community. However, if they don't have silver and gold, which they may not, you need to contact our personal friend, Andy Schechtman of Miles Franklin. You can find him at www.milesfranklin.com, and I will put that in the description section. Or you can email Andy at info@milesfranklin.com. He will send you a list of his inventory with the prices. Andy has wonderful specials. Listen, I've searched at different online precious metals companies, and I haven't found anybody to have prices like Andy. Andy's been in business for over 30 years. He has A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. He's not had one complaint. He has no scandal, nothing associated with his name that's nefarious, but you will only hear good news, good reports, and good things about his morals, principles, values, and his work ethic, and how he conducts business, that he's personable, that he works directly with you if you need help, that the people that work with him and for him have been vetted, okay, so that they have A+ personality ratings, character ratings, and morals, principles, and values in the way that they live their life and conduct business. That is important when you are a reporter, when you work in this industry, when you work with people, when you work with precious metals, and when you care about the lives of individuals. So again, my name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I am in a library, so I can't be as loud as I normally am. I love you so much. Stay encouraged. Get your medals from Andy Scheckman of Miles Franklin. Let him know that Dr. Kia Pruitt referred you so that you can get the best prices in the industry, which you're going to get anyway. But hey, it helps your sister out and it helps us all out because we are all in this together. Family, where we go one, we go all. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.